The next question he sent me was going sober something you did for a health reason or just to prove a point to yourself? So this is also a really excellent question, because here's the thing. 2022, and shout out to the people that I met in 2021 who has become literally my for-lifers, the people I refer to fondly as the main cast. They truly met me in a very heartbroken state, and I let them know, like, this is heartbreak Eb. This is heartbroken Eb that y'all are seeing right now. And they did not judge my behavior or my actions or my decisions. But 2022 was my villain era. I'll just put it plainly, that was my villain era. And I did a lot of things that I regret. Everything I did in 2022, I regret. Yeah. So if you're one of those decisions, I regret it. No, but truly, seriously, 2022 was just a really wild year. I had a blast. I looked great. But truly, it was just, that was a very dark time for me, as far as like emotionally. But I decided to channel that in different ways. And those ways were not healthy. I definitely embraced toxic queen clownery. And yeah, it was just like, it was one day in November, I was driving home. Also, this brow, I'm gonna talk about this in a separate video, but this brow system from Thread is elite. I love it. But anyways, I was driving home one night in November, evil laughing to myself on some, just evil laughing to myself about whatever I had did that night, because child, I really do not know. And the Holy Spirit just kind of like, real quick, and was like, stop drinking for a year. And I was like, huh, I actually like that idea. You know what, I'll do it. And for me, for a lot of reasons, my year always starts in the fourth quarter. So I think that's partially because my birthday is in October. So by the beginning of October, I'm typically always in like a different headspace. I'm typically always like in a future planning mode type of vibe. So I did not want to wait until January to make that decision. I kind of felt like starting in December just made the most sense for my sobriety journey. And now it's November 30th, 2023, and we here. It wasn't necessarily to prove anything to myself. It was really just an instruction I received, and I obeyed. And I think it's really interesting because as I was going throughout the year, I kept getting told, oh my God, Ebony, you're so disciplined. You're so disciplined. Oh my God, I'm so disciplined. And I've never perceived myself as a disciplined person, you know? And I guess I have now proven to myself that I can be disciplined. But child, this November, I told myself I was not going to have sweets at all this month. I'm ashamed to say, but I've had 4 cookies in the past 2 days. And on top of that, I've eaten candy. But also, the workplace is a very dangerous place because why is there candy everywhere? Like, we are adults. Put the candy away. Where are the fruits? Like, God dang. Because why did I eat so much candy today? Also, side note, I also be stress eating. So that's just a whole nother thing we can unpack on a whole nother video. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. But yeah, it wasn't for health reasons. It was simply me obeying the Holy Spirit. And I guess that is a health reason too, but that wasn't my initial intention. It was literally because I was driving home one day and heard the Holy Spirit tell me something, and I listened. And here we are today. And honestly, I am just very happy to have listened to that, because not drinking has done a lot for me in very, 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 very beautiful ways. You see how it's like my ring light's just flickering? I feel like the smart thing to do would be to replace it, but I really like the flicker. Like, I don't know, it was just cool. The next question I have from Ike is, will you continue past 1 year? Yes, I am going to go for 2 years. I just want to see what it's going to be like. So, yeah, I'm going to go for 2 years. And then I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens after 2 years. My current outlook on party culture. Here's the thing. I discovered so much about myself as it relates to going out in my sobriety journey that I was very surprised to discover. For one, I discovered that I really like dancing. And it's interesting because the times I would go out with friends, like in college and stuff like that, and like parties just were not fun for me. Even being crossfaded, I was not having fun for real. And for some reason, I've had the most fun being at parties sober than I've ever had being drunk at parties. And that's partially probably because I did not remember the night I had when I would be like intoxicated or inebriated or crossfaded at these parties. And also because I had to be intoxicated or inebriated or crossfaded to enjoy myself in these spaces. But sobriety made me become very intentional about where I'm going. So like, I'm not gonna just be anywhere. Like, because I'm sober-minded, I'm choosing where I go with a lot of intent. And the places I chose to go to have fun were always fun. Like, for example, I'm not a club girl. I'm not a hookah bar girl. Like, those are not fun places for me to be. But I love concerts and I love dance parties. So there's a party that they have in Houston every so often called Identity Trade. And those parties are so much fun. And I also discovered how much I really enjoy house music and house DJs and just how liberating it is to like move your body to that music, you know? Like, I've discovered that I really like being in settings where it's just like vibes, judge-free movement, judge-free vibes. Nobody's there just trying to stunt and flex like they be trying to do at the club. It's literally just, we're here to enjoy ourselves, mind our business. You know, everybody feels safe where they are. And that's so important to me. And that's another thing that I discovered as far as like going back to the greatest realization. Safety is so important to me. Not even just physical safety, but like emotional safety, mental safety, spiritual safety. Like, all of these things are very important to me. So if I don't feel safe in a space or amongst a crowd, I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself or feel comfortable with the setting. You know, it's just like, if I don't feel safe, why am I here? But I found myself, whenever I was, you know, acting a clown, bum fool in my earlier, I don't even want to say earlier, just in previous years, right? I found myself going to a lot of places that I did not feel safe in just for vibes. And now that I'm older and a little bit wiser, it's like I'm genuinely not going to be nowhere that I don't feel safe. And if I find myself in a place and suddenly don't feel safe, I'm a dip. I'm a go. You know, like I'm going to just leave. And that could even be socially. Like if I find myself amongst people I don't feel safe with, y'all just not gonna hear from me again, you know? And that just is what it is. Cause like, why am I forcing? Safety matters to me. And it is very much so a priority. So yeah, when it comes to like party culture and everything, my current outlook is like, you can very much so go out sober and have a blast. I've done that plenty of times. Like, I even go out by myself a lot, especially in Houston. If there are literally days where like, if I have a stressful week, I will look for, because I follow certain DJs because I love the way they mix. I love the music that they play. And if I see that they're spinning somewhere, I will literally just go out to where they are and dance and then go home. Like, that will be my physical therapy for the night. And also, shout out to physical therapy. I've not been to one of those parties yet, but I really want to go. And I just love what Omari is doing with that space that she's created. Also, shout out to Ryan, because Identity Trade, I have always had a blast at Identity Trade. And they have really created a safe space for people to really just vibe and dance and enjoy themselves. And also shout out to True Colors and Jaye Room, like all of these parties that are simply about enjoying yourself and dancing and like getting rid of like section culture, you know, like I feel like sections and clubs have ruined the way people enjoy themselves these days, because people literally just like go out, get dressed, flex, stare at each other, take videos. It's just not giving. Like it's not fun.